Netizens suspect, is there a special relationship between Jungkook and Jimin? Do these two BTS members harbor an unspoken secret that has lasted for over a decade? Shocking speculation has once again rocked the South Korean entertainment world. This time, it's not about a romantic scandal with a mysterious woman or a solo comeback, but allegations of a special relationship between Jungkook and Jimin, two of the biggest stars from the phenomenal group BTS. Questions that were once considered mere fan fantasies are now gaining traction after a series of clues that are too difficult to ignore have begun to emerge. Is there a hidden love behind their friendship, which has always seemed so warm? This issue first exploded after an old clip went viral on the X platform, formerly Twitter, showing a behind-the-scenes moment where Jungkook looked at Jimin with an expression that many netizens described as more than just friends. The video, which has actually been around since 2021, resurfaced in early May 2025 and gained attention because it was linked to their increasingly intense recent activities, even though they are currently undergoing mandatory military service separately. Since then, the discussion, which was initially confined to certain fan bases, has evolved into a public debate involving fans, media, and even observers of the Korean entertainment industry. Is all this just wild speculation? Or is there really something that has been hidden all this time? A number of die-hard fans have begun to re-examine various intimate moments between the two since BTS's debut in 2013. From long hugs during concerts, deep gazes captured on camera, to interview sessions where the two often touch each other in ways considered unusual for the relationship between group members. Some have even compiled a special timeline, showing that Jimin and Jungkook often spend time together without the presence of other members, especially during important times in their lives. The height of the excitement occurred after it was revealed that during his break from the entertainment stage before his military service, Jungkook chose to stay at Jimin's apartment for almost 2 weeks. This fact was leaked by a former longtime HYBE staff member who is no longer under contract, and quickly spread throughout online communities. Not only that, in one of BTS's documentary vlogs, there's a moment when Jimin accidentally refers to Jungkook as the most important person in his life, a statement that was considered a joke at the time, but is now being reinterpreted in a different context. Jungkook and Jimin are close, but are they too close? This question continues to resonate on social media. Some fans try to defend them, saying that South Korean culture of skinship is more expressive than Western culture. They believe that interactions such as hugs, hand-holding, or terms of endearment are common among male friends. However, this argument is challenged by other fans who point out that the Jungkook-Jimin interaction is far more personal than the relationship between other members. In one live broadcast before his military service, Jungkook even said, "If I could choose who I always want to be with until I'm old, it's Jimin Hyung." That sentence immediately made ARMY cheer at the time. But now, some are reading that sentence as a clue that has been overlooked. Korean pop culture observer Seo Youngmin told the media that this phenomenon reflects how the line between fictional fan service and reality is becoming blurred. We live in an era where interactions between idols are not just entertainment, but can create very strong narratives and illusions. Sometimes fans can't tell what's just for the camera and what's genuine, he said. However, Seo also doesn't rule out the possibility that there are deeper emotions between Jungkook and Jimin. There are thousands of clips and interactions of them that can't be ignored. Even if there's no romantic relationship, their emotional intensity is very deep. This is not common in the K-pop industry, he added. HYBE, as BTS's agency, has so far not issued any statement regarding this issue. As usual, they choose to remain silent, as they often do when facing rumors about the members' personal lives. However, this silence only adds fuel to the speculation. Because, if there's nothing to clarify, why not simply deny it? Public suspicion grew even larger when a former BTS stylist crew member mentioned in his independent podcast that two of the youngest and most popular BTS members have very intense chemistry even when the cameras are off. Although he didn't mention names, most listeners believe that he was referring to Jungkook and Jimin. Jungkook's attitude towards this rumor is also quite interesting. In a short broadcast on Weverse uploaded in March 2025, he wrote, "Sometimes you guess too much. But maybe it's because we're too real?" This ambiguous sentence immediately sparked thousands of comments, some asking for clarification, others considering it a veiled confirmation. Is this just an extreme bromance, or is there something more to it? To date, there is no concrete evidence to confirm that Jungkook and Jimin have a romantic relationship. However, a series of events, statements, and expressions caught on camera have been enough to make some netizens, both fans and haters, believe that there's something. Of course, this has caused a wide range of reactions. Some ARMY welcomed this issue positively, saying that they will continue to love their idols regardless of their orientation or choices. However, others feel disappointed or angry, feeling deceived all this time. Regardless of whether this rumor is true or not, one thing is certain: Jungkook and Jimin have an undeniable closeness. In an industry where every move can be interpreted in various ways by the public, the two continue to show a strong bond that hasn't even cracked despite being separated by military service. And perhaps, for them, that's enough. They don't need clarification, they don't need justification. The world can guess as it pleases, but only the two of them know the real story. Amidst the uproar of speculation, one question arises that we should ponder. If two people love each other, do we have the right to define the type of relationship they have? The K-pop world is full of mysteries, but not all mysteries need to be solved. There are stories that are beautiful enough to remain a secret. Like Jungkook and Jimin, two friends, two artists, two souls who may be connected more deeply than we can understand, and perhaps that's how it should be. Netizens suspect: is there a special relationship between Jungkook and Jimin? So, what really happened? The entertainment world is once again shaken, not by the release of a new song, nor by a mega-spectacular comeback from BTS, but by a question that suddenly became a hot topic of discussion. Do Jungkook and Jimin have a relationship that goes beyond friendship? This rumor spread quickly, rolling like a snowball in the autumn, when a seemingly ordinary video spread on TikTok, followed by thousands of threads on Twitter and reaction videos on YouTube. But let's pause for a moment. Does what we see on the screen truly reflect reality? Or is this all just a false image formed from pieces of events deliberately designed to evoke emotion? In the viral video, Jungkook and Jimin are seen having a friendly conversation in a location claimed to be a secret music studio in Seoul. At first glance, it seems like an ordinary professional meeting. But the netizens' gaze is sharp, too sharp. They magnify every gesture, every smile, even the pauses in the conversation recorded from a distance. Then comes the narrative: there's something unusual. But the question is, unusual for whom? Are we too quick to interpret warm interaction as something special? And more importantly, who benefits from this narrative? Is this truly a portrait of the real lives of the BTS members? Or is it the result of a social media framing that craves attention? We know, the Korean entertainment industry is known to be very strategic in shaping the image of idols. Many believe that rumors like this sometimes don't appear by chance. Is it possible that the video was leaked intentionally to attract attention ahead of Jungkook's return from military service? If so, who orchestrated this? The agency? The media? Or perhaps the fans themselves who unconsciously formed an ecosystem full of speculation? Let's look back. The relationship between Jungkook and Jimin has long been a topic of conversation. They are indeed known to be close, united on many occasions, showing amazing chemistry, and often sharing moments together in front of the camera. But since when did the warmth of friendship turn into an alleged romantic relationship? Are the public now prone to mixing emotional closeness with romantic relationships? Are we, as media consumers, too obsessed with finding love stories behind every celebrity interaction? Think. Ask again. Don't believe immediately. Thank you for reading. Feel free to share your opinion, but remember, every opinion you express can have a real impact on others. So be wise, because the truth often doesn't come from the loudest, but from the clearest thinking.